All right, have and have not fans. Live stream will be starting at noon. I decided to get everything up and running a couple minutes early, just so everybody has time to join in on the fun. So again, we're starting in about 3 minutes. It's going to be part 2 of Does Hanna Love Candace? So again, we're going to be starting here in a couple minutes. Yeah, I see 3 people on. How's everybody doing today? And can you believe today is Friday? So in about 3 days, well, 3 or 4, depending on how you want to look at it, the show will actually be back on the air. So I'm excited for that. All right, it's 11:58. We're going to be starting at 12 o'clock here. 12 o'clock. Good day, Miss Hogg. MZ Hogg, excuse me. I know a lot of people are speculating on this one, but my question is, will their love actually be tested or even mentioned in the upcoming season, especially with Candace trying to get revenge? So we'll have to see. Hey, Sarita. Hey, Dominique. Yeah, I might actually start doing this more often, where I actually get the live stream up and going about 3 to 5 minutes before I actually start. That way people have time to get like the notification and join in on the fun. And also, is there anybody out there that wants to call in to chime in on the subject? I do have Google Hangouts open right now. All right, I'm glad to see we got some numbers. Hey, everybody. Arianda, hello, Tyler. Not Tyler Perry, so, you know. But hello anyway. All right, we're going to get started in 1 more minute. It's 11:59 here, so about 12 o'clock, we're going to get the discussion going. Hello, Lamont. Hey, hey, hey. Can you imagine if Fat Albert was on the show? How weird that would be. Hey, 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 Veronica Harrington. Man, that would be weird. Or if Fat Albert was somebody that Candace conned back in the day. Alright, well, it's 12 o'clock, so let's go ahead and get the discussion going. And yeah, we're just going to pick it up where we left off, part 2. I'm pretty much doing a part 2 because a lot of people watched my first live stream and said, hey, you know what, please do a part 2, continuing your thoughts. Now, what I love about doing the live streams is people point out lines of dialogue that I had completely forgotten about, such as, you know, I talked about how I didn't like how Candace instantly thought that Hanna had her son killed just to get back at her. But then people brought up, well, remember when Hanna's house burnt down when Quincy drove the car into it? She thought Candace was the one to do that. And I was like, oh man, I didn't think of it that way. And during that point in time in the show, it actually made sense, because Hanna would have thought that Candace would do anything she could for Hanna to not get custody of Quincy Jr. So if Hanna didn't have a home, that would lessen Hanna's chances of getting custody of Quincy Jr. And the more I think about it, I just look at how these two actually go. Hey, Taisha, what's up? Yeah, these comments. Yeah, comment in. Let me know your thoughts here, because we're talking about Candice and Hanna, if there's any love between the two. When I think about Candace as well, somebody above Great Gamer made a good point. Hanna does love Candace, but Candace doesn't know that that is love. Yeah. Yeah, Sarita, Hanna was a lot like Candace before she got saved, but I don't think she was at the level that Candace is playing at in terms of conning people, blackmail. It seems to me that Can't well, Hannah, I don't think Hannah was a prostitute. If anything, Hannah was probably more of just a hoe going around with all these men. And if I'm not mistaken, she said that her and Tony met, but she didn't know that Tony was married at the time, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess you could say that there was some kind of, maybe there was a certain code that Hannah dealt with. I don't know for sure. I don't know if she had a pimp or anything like that, but I don't think she was ever at the level that Candace was. What I'm guessing is that, well, Candace did keep saying that I'm sick of Hannah growing up with her crazy ass, and then you wonder how I turned out the way I did. So I mean, that's actually true. You know, children that live in households like that sometimes turn into the parent they don't want to be. So what I'm thinking is Candace started out being exactly like Hannah, but then just took it to the next level. It's like, oh, if you think you're terrible, let's see how much I can do compared to what you did, Hannah. Jamar, I know Quita going to jail because remember when Wyatt had her arrested? Well, remember that when Wyatt had Quita and that boy arrested, remember when they had him at gunpoint, made him carry him back to his house? Justin had them arrested, and then the other cop took them down the stairs. But after Justin got, you know, upset and jealous over Wyatt and Jeffrey, he told the cop to let them go. So Quita's not going to get arrested for the same thing involving Wyatt. It has to be something else. Hey, Lizzie, doing all right, doing all right. And when I think about Hannah as well, I mean, I feel like Quincy Jr. was the last straw to break the camel's back in this scenario because the hate is strong between them. It's just that I don't think it's hate on Hannah's part. It's like she's just fed up. And I feel like we definitely saw that at the funeral home scene because we know that pretty much all season Hannah was upset that her grandson literally died in her arms, carried him to the hospital, got the news that he was dead, and then had to pretty much deal with the aftermath of that. And then to actually have Candace literally blaming her for the entire situation, that's why she exploded at the funeral home. But honestly, it was Candace who's really more irate about it because she was fresh off the heels of learning that her son was dead. So for me, I feel like Hannah had every right to be upset. Candace pretty much just wanted to blame the first person, you know, involved in the situation. But when you have Benny and Mitch who were at the scene of the murder tell Candace that Hannah did everything she could, you know, I don't know what else there is to say about Candace. I'm going to be honest here. I guess the bigger question is, oh, hang on a second. Hello? Hello? Hey, how's it going?
I think you made a point when you said that Quincy Jr. was he did break the camel's back, but I just think that they need to come to an agreement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Candace needs to understand that this is your brother you talking to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And she needs to understand, like, okay, this is my fault. My mom is right, but we all know Candace is not going to do that. So they need to sit down and have a discussion. And look, Candace needs to just come forward, just tell everything, pretty much, and then maybe they will get a good relationship after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm actually afraid of something. Yeah.
I just think that it's gonna be crazy.
I want to say it this way, and this is something I'm afraid of. Hey, Jamar, you can join in just a second here. What I'm afraid of is having Benny have to die, and as a result, that's when those two actually come together.
I just think that it's crazy, and they have to work out the situation. That's crazy. That's your mom you talking about. I can't. Just can't. It's just never gonna change. She's never gonna change.
Nah, I feel like it's not going to be a change until she loses everything. I mean, if anything, you can compare, if you want to, Jim and Candace in the sense that Jim is going to be humbled once he loses everything. He's on the verge of doing that. The house, the money, his marriage, his children. Then you look at Candace, she lost her child, her money. She I guess you could say she might try to reestablish herself next season if she agrees to hook up with Charles and do this and that. I feel like Candace can definitely regain some ground if she agrees to be the first lady, but at the same time, she's not going to surrender herself to be in a submissive position, because knowing that Charles is the one in the power chair, she's probably not going to be submissive to him. You know, like she'll probably do whatever she can in order to usurp him of his power. So because of that, she's never going to be truly happy.
Yeah. I just think that Candace is, you can't.
Hello?
Oh, 1 second. Hey, Jamar, can you hear me?
Oh, sure.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, for the first time, we actually have multiple people on the phone right now, so this is pretty cool. So if Taisha, if you want to go ahead and finish your thoughts, then I'll ask Jamar, so we can definitely have an in-depth conversation right now.
Sure, I just think that Candace is more so I wouldn't say a target. She kind of is. Because she blackmailed so many people. Well, what is next for Candace? For me? Because she lost her son. She lost her money. What is next for her? Is she gonna... Is blackmailing dad president, or is she gonna move on? I don't know. Candace will be Candace. We just have to find out.
Pretty much. I mean, honestly, the next big thing I could see her losing is Benny. That's the next big thing I could see her losing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Jamar, what are your thoughts on this?
You guys was talking. I can't really hear what you guys are talking about.
Oh, yeah, pretty much we're talking about the whole Candace and Hannah situation. Like, do you think there's any way the two of them can connect, like reconcile, start a relationship together? Or a healthy relationship?
I think for the relationship, if Candace just apologizes to Hannah, because I feel like Hannah wants to be with Candace again, but Candace just keeps pushing her away.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like when it comes to Candace, there's definitely like that gap. Like, she's not really willing to open up and connect with somebody. She really can't let go of the past, and because of that, that's what's hindering her relationship with Hannah. And Hannah's kind of the same way. Oh, go ahead.
I think by the end of the series, I think they will make up.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like that would be one way of turning things around. Oh, just 1 second. Hey, can everybody out there hear the conversation going on? I see a few chats that say that there's no sound. If you can hear us, just leave a comment. Oh. right, well, you could just keep on talking there.
Who, me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but like,
Okay. Yeah, I got a few people saying that they can hear us now, so that's good. I feel like those two reconciling might be something that'll happen at the tail end of the show. I could probably see that happening in like 2020. Okay. All right, well, I'm getting some chats here. This is weird. Okay, I know you all can hear me, but it looks like the callers are on mute or something like that. Weird. Okay, well, anyway, sorry about that. It looks like everybody got disconnected there. I don't know what happened, but we can try this again at another time, but I don't want to cheat you all out of, listening, but overall, I feel like Candice and Hannah does love Candice. She just doesn't like or love her the way she does things. It's almost like, hate the sin, not the sinner kind of motif there, but also because you think about the way that Hanna used to be Candice in her past life. And yeah, I see the chats there, but guys, the people that called in actually disconnected. They actually disconnected. Let me try to call them back real quick. Hello? Can you hear me? Hang on, let me try to disconnect and reconnect. Okay. Can everybody hear me?